Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. We have the tech specs of the LeBron 20 and also the LeBron 20 kind of release, but not really. So it did release on Finish Line for a little bit, like all of yesterday, like at the time of filming this video. And of course I did order a pair, so I have it coming in soon, but then I just checked today and it's not available anymore on Finish Line. So I don't know what happened with Finish Line. Did they like screw up and accidentally post the shoe on Finish Line? Because it's not available anymore, or did they just like sell out and that's why it's not on there anymore? I don't know, but it said, you know, it is shipped, so hopefully Finish Line doesn't cancel my order. But it is going for $200, and also the LeBron 20 supposedly is coming out in October, and this colorway is absolutely amazing. But before we get into that, we have some other leaks, right? So first of all, we have the Kobe 6 Protro, and it's the Prelude, right? And of course, thank you Nike for releasing more Kobe 6 Protros. I need a pair, but this is gonna be impossible to get. Everyone loves the Preludes. Everyone loves the Grinches as well. So this will probably be really hard to get, but it is rumored to be coming out. So I'm very, very excited about that. And also we have some more colorways of the Curry 1 Flotro, but also the Curry 2 Flotro, and they're both lows. And I don't know what's going on with the Curry 2 Flotro. You guys remember the Curry 2 low? When Steph was wearing the all-white pair and everyone was roasting it for some reason. It's kind of like the exact same all-white colorway, but it's like burnt in the tip of the toe. That's weird. I don't know what they're doing with that. But the Curry 1 Flotro is like a Mother's Day probably colorway. And I wonder when they're releasing, but also, what do you guys think about Flow? Like, do you guys like Flotros? Or would you just want a retro? Honestly, I feel like I would just want a retro. Or maybe it hasn't been that long. And if you're thinking about the Curry 1, that's still like a long time ago, right? That's still like 8 years ago. So I would want a retro, but I guess maybe we can wait a little bit more as far as Under Armour is concerned. So they're just giving us a Flotro and they're just slapping on Flow, Outsole, and Midsole. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking the Curry 2. I mean, the Curry 2 Flotro looks exactly the same as the Curry 1 Flotro as far as like performance goes. You know what I mean? Like the upper looks very, very similar. The tongue looks very similar. The shape of the heel looks very similar, and the flow definitely is not changed at all. So yeah, it's getting kind of old, and it's just like eh. So what do you guys think? Tell us down in the comment section below. Also, we got some news that Ja is getting a signature shoe and it's coming out in 2023. So I guess that does make sense because Kyrie and Nike are having issues, and it is rumored that Kyrie is not going to have a signature shoe anymore after the Kyrie 8. Like yeah, it was the Kyrie Infinity, right? That shoe is the Kyrie Infinity, and then the new shoe that Kyrie's been wearing that's supposed to come out probably in October is called the Kyrie 8. So that might be his last shoe, and Ja is a very popular NBA player. He definitely has a massive following and he can definitely move shoes. So that's a very good decision from Nike. And I mean, yeah, he wears basically a lot of Kobe's. That's pretty much all he wears. He's been wearing like the Adapt BBs a little bit. I don't know how he was wearing those because they're so damn heavy, but he was. But then of course he just wears Kobe's a lot. So hopefully Ja is inspired by Kobe's design and all of his shoes perform like Kobe's, and hopefully his line can be as legendary as the Kobe line. So what would you guys want his signature shoe to be? It'll probably be a budget shoe because all like first signature shoes are like budget, you know what I mean, like around 120 bucks, right? So there's that. Also, another shoe that caught my eye very, very much is called the Way of Wade 808 2, and this is the Ultra, right? There is a regular version, but this is the Ultra, right? So we can see the outsole. The outsole looks pretty cool. It's in this colorway, it's translucent. So there's that. But also another thing that I really like is the drop-in midsole, guys, and it is a Boom drop-in midsole, and you guys know how much I love Boom. Boom from Leaning is really, really nice. It has a lot of compression, it's soft, but also offers a lot of bounce as opposed to Boost. Boost is more soft and isn't as bouncy as like Zoom or React, right? Also, another thing that I'm very curious about is what's in the forefoot? Is that like a gel? Like, what is that? I'm very, very interested to see that. But also, I mean, in my personal opinion, drop-in midsoles are superior to just using strobo board and like the traditional design and make of like an actual shoe. Drop-in midsoles, you know, you can feel, you know, the cushion right underneath the foot. So the step-in comfort is better. And also another thing that I really like what they did here is that you don't see any type of like felt or anything like that, right? So if you see like the Zoom GT Cut, the first one, there is no like felt or insole, you know what I mean? It's just a React, it's just a foam. But if you see the 2.0, you can see there's a little bit of a felt material, and in order to put that material on top of the React, they have to glue it down, right? So step-in comfort isn't as nice in the 2.0, right? So here in the 808s, we can see that they didn't use any type of felt or any type of like lining in the actual like midsole. It's just the booms. So your foot is right on top of USDA organic, non-GMO, fully unadulterated, full grain leather. No, it's just on top of that boom, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, I like that. And also like it's a nice knit material. It looks like a nice knit one booty upper, but also like the material, I don't know, like it's a very open mesh, but it looks kind of glued down. So I don't know about that. And it also looks a little stiff in the forefoot. So I don't like that all too much. And also another thing I don't like is the outsole. Right, there's no foam or anything, so it'll probably be a little clunky in the heel, but overall it looks awesome. It's a great looking shoe, and I'm very excited to try these out. But now let's get on to the LeBron 20. So when it was available on, you know, Finish Line, it says Airy breathable upper made of a dimensional mesh. So I'm not 100% sure if that's what they're calling it, you know, like dimensional mesh. But if you look at the actual material, it looks very, very thick, right? So we have a very good picture of like a top-down view, and it kind of looks like a basket weave a little bit, right? The strands are really thick. If you guys remember, like remember in like middle school, and then the girls had those little plastic, very long plastic things that they would make like little bracelets out of. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of looks like. And also it looks like a basket weave pattern a little bit on the tongue, as well as, you know, in the forefoot. We're just like going throughout the entire upper, right? Of course, we have the double swoosh design, and also we have a top-loaded forefoot zoom bag. And also shout out to Rashard79, but we have a top-loaded forefoot zoom unit. It also looks like a Zoom turbo unit, right? You can see all the articulation, and pretty much it looks exactly the same as the Zoom turbo units found in like the Kyrie 5, 6, and the 7, right? I believe the 7 had it. And then they're using a CUSHLON midsole, which is kind of disappointing because I wish they would have used a React. But you know, CUSHLON's still nice. It's better than Phylon. CUSHLON is super soft. It does bottom out pretty quickly, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And also we can see a very large volume zoom bag in the heel, but it is bottom loaded. We can see also a carbon fiber midfoot chain plate, right? A lateral guard rail, which is like in the forefoot, and then it's a multi-directional outsole traction array. I don't know what Nike Sphere is though. What is that? I wonder what that is, but it's pointing to like the heel, like the inner lining of the heel. But yeah, as far as the outsole goes, the outsole does look very aggressive. I like the pattern. The grooves looks pretty thick, but also very deep. And yeah, it's just a really aggressive pattern. We can also see in the middle of the outsole the carbon fiber midfoot chain plate, and also we can see the dunk man in the heel of LeBron James. And in this picture, we can see the CUSHLON. The CUSHLON, of course, there's a lot of compression marks on this shoe already for the product shot, which is pretty interesting. We can see the double swoosh with the stitching, which looks great. And for the tongue as well, the tongue doesn't look very well padded. But in as far as the lining goes, the lining looks very thick and plush, which I like, but it looks like a synthetic leather material. So I wonder how that's gonna feel. But as far as the weight goes, how heavy do you guys think it's gonna be? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. CUSHLON is very light, right? So as far as the outsole and midsole goes, it's probably not gonna add a whole lot of weight, but the upper looks like kind of thick and a little stiff to me. Hopefully it's not as heavy as the LeBron 19. The LeBron 19 was the heaviest shoe I've ever weighed on this channel. It was like 18, 19 ounces if I remember correctly. And LeBrons have always been super heavy and also very high up off the ground. The court feel's never been good in LeBrons. So hopefully the court feels good in the LeBron 20s, but I love this redesign because, I mean, LeBrons have always had a crazy zoom unit or an Air Max unit, right? But this just like, there's no visible air unit, which is weird to see in the LeBron. And a lot of people said it looks like a Kobe, and I saw some comments saying it's the new Le Kobe, which I like. We can see the guardrail in the forefoot. I wonder if it's plastic, but it does come up to act as a sidewall a little bit. I wish it came up just a tiny bit more, but I feel like the material is probably good enough, right? But yeah, for 200 bucks though, I mean, is this shoe really worth 200 bucks? I don't know. Probably not. You know, I feel like it could go for like 150 bucks. And I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But 200 bucks for this shoe, as far as the tech goes, So tell us your thoughts on the LeBron 20. I absolutely love the redesign, and hopefully he keeps going on with this. But my three things are, hopefully the traction's good, hopefully it's not too heavy, or actually, hopefully it's lightweight, and also the cushioning setup is going to be nice. I have no doubt about that, but I hope it has good court feel. But anyways, that about wraps up this video. Are you guys excited about the LeBron 20? Tell us down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.